Somebody's getting fired at Blizzard. Yeah, someone's getting fired at Blizzard because the housing and all the other shit got leaked. That's right, we got pre-order content leaked with the launch of 11.2. Some players are able to see what we're going to get with the pre-orders for Midnight. So let's jump into some of that, as well as what you should be doing this week in terms of prioritizing some of this stuff. So here we go. Base version for Midnight expansion. That's right, we got it. We got your typical 3 versions of this expansion. Again, this shit was leaked when 11.2 launched. Some people were able to go into the WoW purchasing, tab, the shop in-game, and view some of the Midnight pre-purchase stuff. Now, obviously, the little graphic here is just a place filler. This was the one from the War Within. So it's not showing what the items are going to look like, but we can read what the items are going to be. So we got base version here. You got your World of Warcraft Midnight, which also includes World of Warcraft The War Within. Level 80 character boost to enhanced gear, with enhanced gear, reputation, progress, and more. 500 Traders Tender, and housing early access. So base edition off the bat's going to give you housing early access. So if anybody who pre-orders this game is going to have early access to the housing shit. So, I mean, that's going to be a big selling point for a lot of people. I know some of you guys out there will rip player housing, but let's be honest, it's going to be a feature a lot of people want to get into early. Heroic Edition, The War Within, Midnight, and then level 80 character boost, same shit here. 1,000 Traders Tender, housing early access, Light Strider, Remnant Transmog set. Is that Remnant or Raiment? I don't know. Raiment. Raiment is the word. Transmog set, and then the Lightwing Dragonhawk Skyriding mount. So we got Dragonhawks as your featured mount for this pre-order here with the Heroic Edition. If you don't know what a Dragonhawk is, it's one of these. It's the mount that flies around when you're in Quel'Thalas, doing your things. Silvermoon, all that. It's the flying mount that automatically pops up when you're flying around. Plenty of these out in that area, so it does make sense thematically. We're going back to Silvermoon and that entire area that you're going to have Dragonhawks as the mount for the pre-order. Now, I'm not a big fan of Dragonhawks, if I'm being honest. They've never been my favorite looking mount in the game. But hopefully this is some kind of epic looking one, this Midnight version of it. And it's a bit cooler. I don't know. Maybe they're going to add some armor to it. We've seen armored Dragonhawks. This one here is from, I think, Warcraft 3 Reforged. So we've seen some armored Dragonhawks, feathered Dragonhawks that we haven't really gotten in the game just yet. Maybe this will be one of them, but this one's called the Lightwing Dragonhawk. Okay, and then the Epic Edition. For all you true degenerates out there, we're going to drop a bundle of cash on the pre-order. You're going to be getting The War Within, Midnight, level 80 character boost, same thing here, and then here's the difference, 2,000 Traders Tender now, housing early access, the Lights Remnant Transmog set, the Lightwing Dragonhawk Skyriding mount. So this is kind of all the same, except for you got more Traders Tender here than the Heroic Edition. You also get the Void Strider Raiment Transmog set, the Voidwing Dragonhawk. So you get 2 Dragonhawks here in this version. The Void Light Surger Skyriding mount. Oh shit, this sounds really good. Oh, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. That's all right, good. I'm glad Blizzard put enough content in here to last the week. I want a long campaign, so I'm excited to get into that stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to jump straight into that soon. You're getting 3 mounts here. The Void Light Surger. I wonder what the Void Light Surger could possibly look like. I have no idea. Are there Surger mounts already in the game? The Void Light Surger. Okay, that one sounds cool. The Hope Flutter Pet. Doomfeather's Pet. Beta access to Midnight expansion, 3-day early access. There it is. There's the big kicker. 3-day early access to the expansion plus beta access. That's right. You're paying to be a beta tester. And then Midnight housing bundle. Not only are you getting early access to the housing stuff, Blizzard's already cashing in on housing, boys. I told you they'd do it. I told you this stuff would start showing up on the WoW shop. Your first iteration of pay to get items for your house. Here we go. We got the Light Infused Rotunda. It's a gazebo, it looks like. Then we got the Void Corrupted Rotunda, which is another. We got a light gazebo and a void gazebo. So it obviously plays there on the light and shadow themes, light and void themes. We got the Light Infused Fountain, the Void Corrupted Fountain, and then we got some portraits here. Illyria's portrait, the Ranger General. So this is going to be like a throwback picture of Illyria back in her Ranger General days. That's interesting. Terrellian, the High Exarch. This one's cool. Erator, the Redeemer. Okay, so Erator, the son of Terrellian and Illyria. I think Erator, did we get a new model of him yet? I guarantee you guys, we are getting a new model of Erator soon, if we haven't already. He deserves a new model. He's going to get a new model. I guarantee it. He's going to play a big role going forward. And then Zalateth's portrait, the Harbinger. Hopefully it's a portrait of her feet, because we all know that's what people want. And then 30 days game time, which usually adds a decent amount of value. You got to figure that's $15 off this price, basically, because that's $15 you would have paid already. So technically, this one's really going to cost you $75 if you think about it. You do some rudimentary math there. Honestly, including 3 mounts, I mean, this thing is a decent value. But then again, not everyone's got $90 to drop on a fucking pre-order. So I completely understand if you're like, yeah, screw that. Yo, Samiccus, you dumb bitchicus, just play. I know, you guys want to see me play? Let's hold on. We're going to get there. Don't worry. First off, I got to tell you guys how to play. That's right, obtaining your sockets and upgrading your Reshi wraps. So if you haven't got in already, first thing you're going to do, go through the quest line and get yourself your Reshi wraps at the end of Chapter 3. The completion quest, the Tabika, will give you that Reshi wraps cape, right? So you'll have your cloak, and then what do you do after that? Well, it's time to start upgrading it. You go through this quest called A Skip Through the Void from Hashem. Okay, and by the way, you can skip this entire quest line once you've done it on one toon and go straight basically to that Skip Through the Void quest by just completing one quest to get there. So once you do that, Hashem will give you your Reshi wraps. This will be your cape that you upgrade throughout the rest of this expansion, and it'll be your best in slot cape. So once you have it, it's time to start upgrading it. That's right, and it's going to be an upgrade that is locked per week, okay? You can't just upgrade this thing all the way. Once it's fully upgraded, this thing will be 730 item level. But for now, you can only do one upgrade. There'll be catch-up mechanics once you've gotten 1, 2, 3 weeks into this expansion, where in this patch, I should say, where you'll be able to upgrade it 2, 3 times in a week if you missed a week. So don't feel bad if you're out for whatever reason. But you'll be gathering these ethereal strands. These things are the currency that will be used to upgrade your Reshi wraps. It'll take 3 ethereal strands for each upgrade. Every time you have 3, you'll get your first 3, by the way, from the Tabika quest, and then you'll use that to upgrade your cape. After that, you'll be doing these things to upgrade your cape. Completing the warrant quests in Koresh from the you'll get them from the chests from the end of delves. You'll get them from looting raid bosses. So that way you won't be able to do that till next week. Looting bosses at the end of the season 3 War Within dungeons. So you'll be able to do some of that this week if you want to. And then obtaining the winning PvP matches in the War Within season 3. Obtained from winning PvP matches. Now, you do get your first upgrade from the quest line, so I'm not sure if you can upgrade a second time this week, but just know that that's what you'll be doing kind of every week, whether you're doing raiding, dungeons. You'll kind of passively get these things. It's going to take 3 to upgrade every time. There's also something else that you're going to be doing with your cape, and that's socketing it. That's right. There's going to be these fibers. They're sockets, let's be honest. They're calling them fibers. You'll go through, you'll get your fibers and attach them to your cape. You'll get 2 of your lesser fibers. I don't know what they're going to call them here. Rare quality fibers. These will be sold by Hashem for 100 gold each. You'll look for your best in slot fibers here. You know, just look at whatever your class's favorite stat bonuses are, whether it's haste, versatility, mastery, critical strike. Add those to your cape, and then you get one epic quality fiber. That's right, that's what they're calling, and Blizzard is going to force you to use the work order system to get this. Okay, I don't like it, I'm not a fan of it, but that's what they're going to do, so you got to go ahead and get yourself used to using that system again. I haven't used the work order system since Dragonflight. If you remember, I think I forgot what reason we had to use it. Was it to craft the necklace or whatever, best in slot necklace or something? I don't remember. But anyways, doing the work order thing, getting that done, getting your order in, and getting your best in slot epic fiber to get that stuff. No bountiful delves, just so run the easy delve. Yeah, there are no bountiful delves this week. That is true. You yap more than a nagging wife. Also true. Get those fibers, guys. Get that stuff in. By the way, all new reputations come with an all new patch, which means you're going to have new reputation grinds and renown tracks to do. That'll be a little bit easier. That's right, the Dark Mood Fair is back. You'll be able to get those boosts to rep up quicker and do that. So make sure you go there, you ride the little roller coaster, get yourself that rep boost, and get started on your reputation grinds for 11.2. Blizzard reminds players, third-party software is prohibited. That's right. They're not talking about add-ons here just yet. Hey, maybe these things will eventually be banned, but not right now. So getting in and making sure that you're not using any third-party apps, and by this they mean anything that can modify the game, any software that modifies the game, or derivative works of the game. They're talking about IP here, like Turtle WoW, shit like that. They're talking about stuff like that. So Blizzard may suspend or revoke your ability to play the game, banning all kinds of shit like that. They talk about derivative works and cheating. Copying or reproducing, translating, reverse engineering, deriving source code from, modifying, disassembling, decompiling, or creating derivative works based on the related platform. So don't infringe on their IP. Basically, that's what they're telling you there. And then cheating. creating, use, offer, promote, advertise, make available, and or distribute the following assist therein. Any code and or software not expressly authorized by Blizzard that can be used in connection with the platform and or any component or feature thereof which changes and or facilitates the gameplay or functionality of the game. So don't be a cheating bitch. We just saw in China they banned, I don't know, it was like 20,000 accounts or something like that, some crazy ass number. So yeah, don't be, don't go out, don't use botted shit. And be careful when it comes to, participating in all this, pay to play, pay gold for people to do shit for you or any kind of other stuff like that, because that stuff can get you banned. Also, purchasing gold in-game from gold sellers. That's another one. Be careful with that. And then finally here, the War Within guide, 11.2 guide here. This is put together by Wowhead for classes, for loot and everything else. You can go in here, check out your class's current best spec, look at this stuff. I'll link this in the chat for everybody. All the classes are here, everything, best in slot gear, everything, all kinds of guides. You guys can check this out. I'm not going to go through this for every single class, but I'll link it in the chat and I'll link it down below the video for anybody who wants access to this. And don't forget, Twitch drops. They're live. That's right. They're live. You can see it there on the screen until September 2nd. Watch 4 hours of this shitty stream or any other WoW stream on Twitch and get yourself the, what do they call this thing? I call it the Purple Panda. It's the Shador Brewfest pet. Yeah, the Shadurfer. I don't know. Shade fur. Okay, fine. Anyways, that is all in terms of news.